Hello, hello. So we're going to walk through how to do a simple campaign. My name is Heather Wickstrom, and I am independent sales director. And so this is how I get a lot of my results, okay? So we're going to do how to set up a simple campaign, all right? So simple. It's going to make your head spin. It's so simple. So, all right, so you got to log into EZBLAST, and I'm not going to do a tutorial where you actually see the screen because I think you're catching on better by not seeing my screen. So if you and I work together to do this, I think we can do this. Just feel free to stop the video during any time that you need to catch up, okay? All right, so you're going to log into EZBLAST. And you are going to go to campaigns. Okay, it's the fourth. And then you're going to click on the top right-hand corner. It says add new campaign in black. You add a new campaign. So we're going to call this campaign whatever you want to call it. Okay. So we're going to call this, I'm just going to call it test campaign for me. Test campaign, and then you're going to set the time zone, which is for me is Central, and then your start time, and what this means is that it's not going to go out before or after these times. Personally, I don't do any texting at night, so I like all my texts to go out between 10 and then no later than 3, okay? It says stop days, and I'm going to stop on Sunday, and then you can activate it by checking the box, but you don't have to activate it right now, okay? And then you hit save. All right, so test campaign should now be your number 1, all right, on your screen. So now you're going to go over to settings, and it should say test campaign, and then it has like 3 columns with a hashtag, text content, and action. Above action is new campaign setting. So you're going to click on new campaign setting. Now, if you want it, when you add a list, you're going to want to determine, do you want it to go out right away, or do you want it to have a delay? Your delay is the minutes, hours, days, months, and weeks at the top. So let's just set it up on a 1-hour delay, okay? And then I'll do the voicemail in a different tutorial. It's kind of cool. And then you're going to type in your text content. So if you have your text already ready to go in like a Word document or whatever, this is where you can copy paste. Okay, so you're going to put your text content in here. If you need to insert an image, I actually can do it faster on my phone. But if you have an image, this is where you would insert image, and it's going to search your computer. Okay, or if you do it on your phone. And so then the files is going to come up, and you're going to attach your picture. Okay, or if you have an image, or if you have a video, or if you have just something, a URL. Okay. Then underneath that is sort order, and so you can't activate it without a number. So for this one, I would do number 1. And then if you're ready to enable it, it's already set to enable. If you're not ready to enable it, then you're gonna slide that little bar over, and then you're gonna hit save. Okay, so then you hit save, and then when it says, oh, sorry, I did it wrong. Sort order is 1, and then you hit save. Okay, and so then it says number 1. It says from previous text 1 hour. That means as soon as you upload your list, it is going to wait 1 hour, and then it's going to send it out. Okay, but it's not active yet. All right, so let's add our second text. And once you get the hang of this, it's going to be awesome. So we're going to set a second text, and we're going to do it for 2 days. Okay, we're going to do, you're going to type in your text, whatever it is. Oops, why am I? Sorry, I don't know what just happened. So then you're going to text whatever, and then your sort order is going to be 2. Okay, So my computer is stupid. There it is. Okay, and then I don't want to enable it, so I'm going to slide the little bar over, and so it shades it. See, when it's like a bright gray when it's, can there be a bright gray? It's a bright gray when it's enabled, and it's slid to the left when it's not. Okay, and then you hit save. All right, so for our third text, we're going to click on New Campaign Setting. You're going to click on, let's say, 3 more days, and you're going to type in your third script. Your sort order will be 3. My number lock's not on. And then I don't want to enable it yet. Okay, so does it make sense how to do that? Now, what's important is that if you go down to Tips and Tools, okay, and you're gonna, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so if you go to Tips and Tools, which is the third from the bottom on the left, you're gonna click on Getting Started. You go all the way down to the bottom of that, and it says Variables and Meaning. Now, this is very important in your script. So you have to have it has to be exactly as is, or it will not import it. So your variable for first name, there's a variable for first name, last name, hostess referred, and sender name. Okay, so it has to have that % sign, and then it has to be, it is character, what is it called? Character, it has to be the same characters. So it has to be first name with a capital F and a capital N with a % sign, no spaces, okay, in there. That's going to be the contact's first name, and then last name, and then hostess, and then referred, and sender name. Okay, so here's the deal. Now you're going to go back to import a list. Now here's what's really important is your variables have to be exactly as is. Now there's a way to import it through BombBomb, and I do that a lot. Or there's a way to upload it if you only have phone numbers, then there's a way to upload it to EZBLAST. So we're only talking about EZBLAST today. So if you go to text at the top, and then you're going to select a list. If you don't have a list already made, then you go to add list. Okay, so you add your list name. So what do you want to name it? Do you want to name it referrals? Do you want to name it studio confirmations? Do you want to name it facial boxes? Do you want a list called consultants, Monday night meeting, whatever, okay? So you have to add the list to here. So you type in the name and then you hit add, all right? Now, it's going to automatically add that name to the list. I have found it easier to, when I name a list in Excel, then I name it the same list that's in EZBLAST, okay? So you're going to select on the drop-down menu, you're going to select whatever list that you just made. Okay, so if you made it, let's see, facial boxes. Okay, if you made facial boxes, then you're going to click on that. If you have facial box names already in here, then it's going to list all of those people. EZBLAST will not resend the same message to the same person. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on import. You're going to browse the CSV files. Okay, if you don't have one yet, then you're going to download the where it says add list. You click on that, and then underneath that it says sample file. So your sample file has to have those headers that's in it. All right, so if you download sample file, I don't know how to do it on a Mac, sorry, and then you open it up, it's going to already have the headers in it. The headers have to match because the headers tell EZBLAST what variables to put where. Okay, so when we did first name with the percent sign and the last name and the percent sign at the end, that matches up with column A. Sorry, that matches up with column A. So you're going to put first name, then you're going to put the last name, then you're going to put the hostess. The hostess would be like, if this is a referral party, then who was the hostess? And I would put her name in there. So Susie Cream Cheese. Then referred. Who referred the first name to you? So it's Susie Cream Cheese's party, but Mary was at the party and Mary referred the first name to you. So you put, you know, Mary. And I always put first name, last name, because they always come back and they say, Mary who? And then their phone number. It doesn't have to be formatted in way. I just put it in, no, it's just straight numbers, no characters, okay? If you have an email address, you can put it in there, that's fine. Okay, if you have BombBomb, just so you know, BombBomb and EZBLAST talk to each other. So whatever list you put in EZBLAST, you have the same list in BombBomb, okay? So, all right, so you're going to, you know, put Mary Smith, and Mary Smith was referred by Susie Cream Cheese. I could be wrong on the right names. And then, but Susie Cream Cheese was at the hostess's party. Does that make sense? And then the phone number, okay? And then you just keep putting them in. Now, for facial boxes, I do the same thing all the time. So the only thing that changes for me is the variable referred. So if I put a facial box at Dr. Andrews Dental, then Dr. Andrews Dental is going to be in the referred column. If it was in a brow place, then brow place is going to be in the referred column. So it will read and it will insert those variables, whatever's in that column. Okay, so you have to make sure that the percent signs, that there's no spacing, and there's no spacing in the center word. Okay, so it's percent, whatever the variable is, percent. I'm not sure on this, and I just do it anyway. I put a space after the percent sign on the second percent sign, like at the end. I do a percent, and then I put like a comma or an exclamation point or something, because I'm still not sure how that works. But, and I'm too chicken to try it the other way. So that's just, you know, me, creature of habit. Okay, so let's say you're ready to upload, okay? Now, you have to make sure that in Excel, that sample file is saved as a CSV file. So you're gonna open up your file, and then you're gonna click on Save As, and then you're going to look where it says, like, wherever you want to save it, like mine says sample 17. So I'm going to, underneath that, it says Excel, and then it's like *.xls. You want to go down to where it says CSV percent sign, parentheses, comma delimited, percent, parentheses, and then it has in parentheses *.csv. You want to click on that one. Okay, and then you're going to hit save. Okay, clear as mud? Awesome. Okay, so then your pop-up window should still be there where it says add list. If not, you're going to go back to text in EZBLAST, and then you're going to click on the drop-down menu where it says select list. You're going to select the list that you just made, and then it's going to pop up. Then you're going to select import, browse CSV, and then the name of the file that you're looking for, and you open it, and then you hit import CSV. It will automatically spin, so don't do anything to it until it's done, and then you X out, and then all of the names should be in there, and it should have first name, last name, consultant number, hostess, refer, star credit, whatever. It has all those little things, and it has phone numbers. Okay, so that's how you upload. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, just ask me at the bottom, or just ask me at the bottom. But it does get easier. Okay, so if you want to turn on the campaign, now you have everything ready. Okay, so you want to turn on the campaign. So you're going to go back to campaigns, and then you're going to click on settings for the campaign you're wanting to turn on. And then you have to go in the test campaign, like you have to go into each text content one. So there's going to be, like, we'd set up 3. So in all 3, there's a little box with a pen. You click on that and you click enable. Okay, if there's no list attached, it's not going to do anything. Okay, but the list should be attached to this. Okay, and then enable. And then enable. Okay, then you go back to campaigns, and now you're going to attach the list. So your campaign, this one should be green at this point. If it's not green, then you have to go to number 1, the test campaign, go all the way over to the square with the pen, and then open that up, click on that, and then click active at the bottom, and then save. Okay. And so to attach a list, you're going to click on the test campaign. You're going to open up the list. So you're going to open up list. You're going to click on add new list. And then you're going to select the list from the drop-down menu right there. Okay, so attach your list. The start date. What day do you want it to start? So if you want it to start tomorrow, well, that would make sense. You want it to start on Monday. Then you click Monday's date. I like random days and times. So random days and times. I would do like 10:25. Okay. And then you click enable and then save. And then guess what? It's going to go. Isn't that crazy? So if you're going to continue to, I use the same list over and over again. So you're going to open up your in your Excel. You're going to open up your sample file again, whatever you named it, and you're going to clear out. You're going to keep the headers, and you're going to clear out 2 through however many, those rows. Okay, you're going to clear those out, and then you're going to reuse the sheet. And that's because if you book somebody and you take them out of the queue, then you take them out of that campaign. If you leave their name in, it's going to recheck the box, and they're going to continue to get text messages. Okay, I don't take anybody out until I have a firm booking. So let's say the first one is, hey, is this so-and-so? Second one is, because, 20, 30 minutes later, because now we can do that. It says, hey, Susie, this is Heather. You put your name in to receive a complimentary microdermabrasion, whatever. Okay, so they want the details. I have in my phone programmable text. So if you have an iPhone, you go to you program your text in. So my rebuttals are all the same. I mean, like, I say the same thing over and over to everybody. Okay, so and understand, it's not the scripts that are magical. It is the system keeping it up to date for you. So the system will remember when to text based on what you set it up to do. So let's say she says, yes, that's me. Oh, I'm so excited. And you reply back, okay, yay, I'm so excited to share this with you. This is what you receive. This is so exciting. And then you end with a question. Do you prefer a studio or at-home appointment? Okay, because that's what I offer. All right. So she replies back, studio. And you say, great, I have this day or this day. What works best for you? And you don't hear anything back from her. Like, she disappears for 3 days or 2 days or whatever you have it set. I leave her in, because then the next one's going to pick it up and she's going to go, oh, shoot, I forgot. And you just say the same thing. Okay, great. Well, does this time or this time work for you? Great. And I don't take her out until I have a day and time. Okay. So then I take her out. To take her out of the queue, you're going to go to your home page, All right. And you're going to look for her name. Okay. Like her replies. Like I just have this one that says, hi, I no longer need your services, but thank you so much. You know, hey, okay. So you see where it says, like, it says her name. So, you know, mine is Sarah Smith. And then it has a little box with a pen. You click on that. You're going to scroll down to block, check the box that says block. If it's someone that says no, okay. And then you scroll all the way down and you hit update. All right. So, and then it's going to update it. And then if you look at that again, all the way over to the right, there's like a little filing cabinet box. You just click on that and hit archive and it disappears. Okay. And it will take her out of automation. So let's say that she books a date. So I have this one that says, I'm interested. I just can't do anything until November 13th. So I'm going to reply to her, great, I'll check back with you at the beginning of November. And then what I do, this is not for you techie girl, this is how basic I am, okay? So for me, I go into my date book and I mean, you can use sticky notes, whatever you want to do. My system works for me, so don't judge. So I would go to November 13th, the week of November 13th, and in the notes column on the left, she was a facial box. So I'm going to take her out of the queue. I created a list called follow-up fish bowls. And I just dump them in that list. And it's not an active list. It doesn't have any text or anything that goes out. And I just take them out of queue. So I'm going to take her out of fish bowls and I'm going to put her in follow-up facial box. And then I write her name. And it's Maria Chadwell. Okay. And so then I write it on my date book. And then that week, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to search for her name. And I'm going to pull her up. I'm going to look at the conversation. And, you know, I'm going to set it up to send her something that week to book her. Okay. So, but if you take her out of your active list, she won't continue to get any information. Okay. I have another one here that says, and I don't take her out of this text. I just leave her in there. And then so I have Daisy who says, I won't be able to schedule. I'm sorry. For her, you know, I look at it and I say, okay, was she a referral? Nope, she was a facial box. So I'm going to say, oh no, I hope everything's okay. Would you like me to just check back with you after the holiday? And the holiday to me is like Thanksgiving. So then I'll do the same thing. I'll put her in queue, you know, take her out and I'll write her name down. And a lot of times they say, yes, great. If they say stop, it automatically stops them and blocks them. So you don't have to do anything to it. You can just hit the little filing cabinet to the right and hit archive. And then, let's see, what else do I have in here? This one says Monday would work for me. And the reason why I have so many scripts in the same text campaign is because most of the time people do not respond except to that first text. And then it's like the 4th or 5th or 6th. And then I have one that says, you know, permission to terminate. And all of a sudden they're like, sure, terminate it. And it's funny because they're not going to get any more. Or I'll, you know, they'll say, oh no, I want to do it, but I can't do anything until after the first of the year. And I'm like, great, I'll check back with you. And then I just write them down and put them in another one. There's all kinds of ways that you can do it that is just going to be however your brain works. So let's see. I always try to ask people questions to get them to respond back, because if I don't ask them a question, they don't respond back. So if by accident a text goes out and they're still in the campaign, I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My assistant's working from home today and I haven't updated my list. And I just take it out then. Not a big deal. And then you look like a big deal. So if you have any questions, you know, let me know if there's some other questions that you have. I hope I didn't go too fast. Just know that you can pause it and rewind. And this is here in, you know, forever, because everything on the internet is forever. Let's see, to add a script to a campaign, you can just keep adding to the same campaign. You just open up the campaign and click add a whatever. Add, okay, so like if I wanted to do on my customer follow-up, to add a script, I would just click on settings for that one and then new campaign setting. And then I would just add another one. And so you can do this. And what's great if you have facial box leads or referrals, these leads, if you only do if you do 10 a day and then build up to 25 a day, because I think that, 5 a day is not valid anymore. I think you really need to add more. But it starts with a vendor table or something like that, a vendor table, a facial box, maybe warm chats. You can do all kinds of stuff, and you can be creative. Just make sure that you have all your lists turned on, and I just leave them on because I'll throw in something. Somebody had something genius that said, woohoo, Susie, your name was chosen this week for a free eyeshadow. Okay. You can throw that in a campaign and see what happens on a follow-up. Maybe you'll get something else. So that's how to do a simple campaign. And, you can do campaigns for, I'll give you some examples of campaigns that I have set up already. I have, if you do brides, I have brides. If you have customer follow-ups, those are anybody that you facialed. I have that. If you have referrals, I have that. If you have facial boxes, I have that. New consultants, you can do that. If you did a specific vendor event, like if you did a school or if you did a church or something like that, you can do something for that. If you have one that you just want to do for like MK University, then you can do that. If you got that glitch list, you can do that. Not going to tell you what to do there. But if you have specific people that you've been trying to get back in front of to recruit them, you can do that. So just keep that in mind. And I really hope this helps.